start washing these dishes. Time for the wake up. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Especially for those run around saying they chose. There's a whole lot going on. You're gonna need your eyes open. Gonna coach you not to know. You have to be alive. I'm from Chicago, and that's how we was taught. Trust me. Yeah, I guess I'm watching. I'm sitting there watching Dr. Miles still all day. That'd be that's my rest. When things ain't going right and people get to talking crazy, I fall back and I go tap into the word because I could easily go cut some people out, but then I catch myself like, come on, man. This shit getting like witchcraft. People want witchcraft. Yeah. Nobody else's responsibility, so I understand. Then times are hard. Then, hey, Wayne ain't rich yet. Me is working just as hard. And then we don't go through normal challenges, you know? We go through bad challenges. We know y'all, we get your energy my way, you know? Get your energy my way, you know? Instead of going to stores and have them purchasing things, purchasing things, purchase some of those things too, you know? Let him serve with his retail shindig he got going on, you know? His retail shindig he got going on, you know? Car sale every day. Gas stations. T-shirts already, I believe, $1 trillion, $1 billion a year market. So, brothers and sisters, what up, though? Yeah, it's that nappy head, dude. It's nappy. Happy to be nappy. You have to wash these dishes and talk about some things that I've learned over in the vineyard, over in the scriptures. Some things that I've learned in the scriptures that can be of help to the children of the promise, especially, and to the Gentiles as well. It matters to them. Let's see my other toast. What up, though? I just came from outside, so I gotta choose that nappy head. Y'all looking at me. I don't want that camera looking at me no way. I'll be like, what the heck? I ain't trying to look good. I'd be working around here with a nappy head every time I some. You know, y'all got y'all picks and choose who on there. I'm coming with that pure knowledge, you know, that matters, that's relevant to you in the now, you know? So that's what makes it relevant. And law will establish your goings. It's always something to do for the children of the promise. You learn new things, you go and test it, and you share it. Like understanding the law, spiritual law. How do we fulfill that? What does that mean? What does that look like? That means commandments, family. Keep the commandments. The law is Torah. Torah is instruction. What do he want you to do with the Torah? Keep its instruction. Yeah, I guess I'll wash the dishes. She did the cooking. The Torah. I'm sitting there. I get excited when I be reading and hearing that word. I was sitting there listening to Miles Monroe. Y'all gotta check out Miles Monroe. Ain't no joke. Miles Monroe. Man, tell me. Y'all need to check that man out. Rest in peace. Check him out. Coming from the kingdom perspective. It's gonna open your mind's eye of understanding and see the fullness. Especially if you know the Hebrew. A lot of our people are studying the Hebrew and they learn looking at the Bible now from a kingdom perspective with that level of understanding to know the language, or to be able to study the language, to get a better understanding, a deeper understanding. In the way the Most High intended. You know, religion did a number on us. It did a number. Then with America, how they use religion. I could still see a lot of people probably because you still see the best. A lot of people still religious. Christ didn't come here to establish no religion. So why are you religious? Because of what was passed down, beaten into your ancestors, which created generations, which created trauma. That trauma dealing with and teaching us. And they taught us well. Our ancestors are resilient. They arguing and rejecting why we shouldn't get reparation. They need to go sit down somewhere and read a book and take notes. Well, you really don't have to go and read a book. You see the spirit on this nation towards the so-called Negro every day. But the Negroes are, guess what? They have awakened. That's why you don't hear about them marching out there in the streets, fussing and cussing about Trump. You got access to city government. You got to utilize it to the best of your ability. Because this dude and what he's doing, what can I say? What can I say? I don't say nothing. It ain't my business. No world government. They not gonna last. And as soon as you learn that and come out of it, it's just to show us they are, and we know their asses are being judged. You can see it. The nation judge every fucking thing they do. They tired of us, man. I say us because I'm an American citizen. They fucking tired of us, just like we tired of us. Like, it's time for a change. It's time for a change in leadership. You know, we read the Bible and we say we know what it's talking about. I can't tell. We still trust the enemies of the truth. We still trust outsiders who perverted the law. Until they got they it's a lawless ass nation. Straight up. Lawless. Thou shalt not kill. That alone convicts this nation of, woo. Man, we need to be, the whole nation needs to be repentant. About some damn guns. Well, maybe if you had love for one another, you wouldn't need all them damn guns. How about that part? Let's start there. About your Second Amendment. How about you learn to love some goddamn body? You don't have no, you don't respect the governments of the world, but there's a natural law, God's law, spiritual law. God's law. Ritual law. God's law. And then you have man's little ass trying to create something. No, he can't stand up to it. Why you ain't even got to even, what they be doing, you don't even have to amend God's laws. You just leave them alone as they are. They good. You know, not our ass. Not humanity. He just had humanity. Just got to go and act. Once I told your ass, don't act. Or take away from his word. We do it every day. We do understand that's how we lose our power. I understand there's power in following and keeping instruction. It's going to lead you somewhere. Trust the process. Now I understand clearly what my son was saying. The Spirit was using him to warn me. Trust the process, Dwayne. You ain't got to go hustle on the side. Time's going to get rough, but dial in, homie. That's not your resting place. If your shit hit you, you'll be all right. You're built like that. You fall, you're going to land on your feet, homie. It's just an experience to show that riff-raff. Law governing all events. And I'm speaking to you about the Bible, which is the book of the law. What is the law? God's word, His instructions. That's your power. That's the divinity our ancestors walked in. Real talk. Because it touches on everyday practical things in real life. Simple practical things. It ain't no super extravagant. He gave you power to rule the earth. At heaven. He don't need you up there. Everybody telling you to go in a rush, get in a rush to go there. Hey, no. Those who are in him, and he raised them. Everybody go up before him and judge. Let's just pray we all do the right thing before we get there, so we can store enough treasure in heaven to move his heart to say, you know what? Yeah, come and enter into my rest. That's what I pray I'm getting. I ain't gonna say who gonna get there or who ain't gonna get there, because I ain't the Most High. You know? We know what people did as a nation groups, but then only the Most High can condemn, no matter how bad. But I understand the law. I understand the facade. But how can you explain it to a world that's eyes wide shut? They don't want to hear you. And then they wonder why things don't go the way they should go. I'll come to my resolve. I get it. I get it. We're gonna see. I'm out there on the bricks early tomorrow. That old rap, it's time to do something too. We out there on something different. I ain't giving up shit I got though. That ain't gonna happen. I made me another print. I'm pushing me a shirt or two every motherfucking day. That's gonna be, I'm sticking to my design. But I got to get something else going. That ain't gonna work. That slow shit. Real talk. I don't like that shit. We don't support like we supposed to. We run supporting every motherfucking else with each other. When there's a group of us, I'm gonna get me a crew together. Like we can get together and fucking sell dope, nigga. We can get together and put our shit together. Whatever we do in business, put our business together. Cause there's a lot, especially your brothers, there's a lot of us that, you know, kind of filter through the cracks. But shit, it's like you fall though, like I always say, I'm gonna fall on my feet. Because I have something to offer. It's just opportunity, being more opportunity. But that means you have to be creative, God. And what I'm gonna do, by the customers that I do deal with, I'm just gonna start buying the parts. And I'm gonna know shit, I'll do the parts for you. I'll provide the parts and give them the warranty. I sure will. Goddamn right. Hey, Hey, they don't want to go to the dealer. The dealer robbing the shit out of people. But you got some that still take their ass like they don't get it. I'll be like, yeah, okay. Fill out some fucking insurance. That's the biggest motherfucking scam I ever heard of in my life. Like, what the fuck? If you service the car regularly like you should, you'll save a whole lot more money. Real talk. All that talking about insurance and this and that, they'll cover this and that. They gonna charge your ass full price because they know they got a lick. You a lick. You ain't doing no research and no shit. All we do, that's like my man telling me about advisors. And advisors, they're the same people that robbed all the so-called superstars that wasn't checking their own, checking their own trap. What the fuck I need them to advise me for? I gotta pay you millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars in retaining fee to advise me on what? Nigga, whatever you advise me on, that shit better be making money instantly. What do you mean? Like the fuck I said, it better be making money instantly. Well, you're not a good advisor. All that shit talking about invest? Hell no, because you gotta look at the bond markets. The bond markets is bad. Insurance, bond markets is fucking, they lost their mind in the insurance industry. Then look at the real estate bond market. Look at the holders, the big holders of the bonds, real estate and land, real estate bonds. Outside of our government, they control every goddamn thing. Thirsty asses. They own the majority of the real estate fucking bonds, America. So that's cool because the American government. That's cool because it allowed the realtors, a place to make money. The government ain't doing shit with it, so they got to pay somebody. So that's action for the realtors. They need to eat too. Everybody need to eat. Everybody wash each other's hands. I mean, watch each one teach one, and each one, you doing what you doing. What I do applies to what you're doing, so it's an asset. Then that gets tricky because the American investors pulling out of America. So, like on the back end, the government gonna hold the motherfucking paper on that land. The government ain't selling you no land. They buying all the goddamn land up. So next, with the rise in taxes on the dollar because of the de-dollarization of your bond holders, like in those industries, different industries. I ain't talking about the same industry. We need to look this shit up and know it. Some people getting rid of billions of dollars worth of bonds. And those bonds are like a portfolio. They might have investments in tech, real estate, auto industry, shit like that. And I ain't just saying no shit. It's the truth. I had to do a crash course recently, really to know who was holding the majority of this real estate bonds in America. Like, what hold? Saying the UAE. When you hear the UAE, they got all the damn money. Them are the investors in the Facebook, the UAE, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia. I don't know about Russia. You probably got some Russia invested in, but you got a lot of players around the world invested in these corporations. It's just not no Mark Zuckerberg. So, I mean, invested as in having shares. And they own a lot of shares in that. And that's who promotes. That's a lot of them motherfucking companies might be theirs. Because they own a majority shares in them. That's like Lyft. If I'm not mistaken, I remember Ross was saying something about Lyft. But I did my research on that to see who owned it. It don't be just one group. You might have several groups connected. They connect for power. And they move like the mafia. You know what I'm saying? With mafia fucking tactics. Them Arabs funny as fuck. All of them move like they moving with mafia tactics. Look how they got shit set up. And America set that shit up like that. And the Jewish people. Where the fuck you think they went? They went in politics. What the fuck? They been in politics, fam. Shit. They was telling their kids to go to school so they could put them in positions. You think that stuff wasn't real? I grew up watching the mafia movies, reading the books. I got locked up. I had my mama sending me them books. She like, what you doing with them books? Shit, learning how to run organized crime. I'm being honest. She ain't never tell her that, but that's what the fuck I was watching them for. To see how they was organized. And what they had their hands in to be able to make all this goddamn money. Tax-free? Who didn't want tax-free money? Stop lying. They still run the same motherfucking game though. But I think the Jewish, the bankers, they cross their chains. I haven't paid attention to that shit in so long, but you seen a lot of Italians that was owning Las Vegas. You seen the bankers come in and scoop that shit up. Cause they was in partnership. Where the fuck you think they got the money from? From their little treasuries. That's how they got the money. Who the fuck own the treasuries? The bankers. The financials. The people who own it. You know, I used to read them books incessantly, especially with the Chicago outfit. I'm from Chicago too. I'm like, let me check these cats out. How these cats doing business, making all these motherfucking millions of dollars like this? And I understand why they stuck together. Shit, I would have stuck together too. People tell me, oh, they don't nobody stick together like the Italians and the Jewish. Motherfucker, if you got billions of dollars, $1 billion empire at stake, you gonna stick together too and bring your whole goddamn generations. All your family in on it. I ain't saying to do the wrong thing, but to do the right thing. What the hell? Everybody get a goddamn job. What the fuck? With government money backing it? Fuck out of here. Who wouldn't? I can't knock. I just hate black. Our politicians be acting funny as hell. They act soft when it come to them people. I don't got time for that shit. That ain't the spirit the Most High gave you. That ain't our government, so they'll try to treat you. And black people be tweaking. Black people act like they scared to revolutionize. I ain't cut like that. I ain't trying to get along with it. They comfortable, you know. They feel they done worked hard to move the country forward. That's why they talking shit about Donald Trump. They don't understand why he doing what he doing. That's why I went hard. When I talk about people, nation groups, I'm looking at their spirit, family. You can say everybody's the same, but you a fucking lie and you deceive. Take it how you want. Everybody ain't the same. Everybody can put their foot up our ass, but black people still showing y'all mercy. They don't do that with us. We fuck up, we get it. You know, you ain't getting no pass. Now the women might get a pass, but they done got so audacious, they don't even respect the women. They don't respect our fucking young girls. Although they're kind of spicy with it, you know, they do got some mouths and they can be kind of aggressive. When I don't get that shit, be tough, but come on. Fuck, you gonna be tough towards a whole man with that's trained to beat your ass and ball you up. Now some of them even trained, you know, you should use some restraint when you dealing with women. I understand some of their ass emotional. Some of these women got some mouths on them make you want to knock their fucking head off their body. I'm just being honest. I ain't saying I'll do that, but I can see how, you know, with all that mouth, a person will knock you upside your motherfucking head. But I ain't, hey, be careful. I'm gonna ride with you to help stop it. That's the kind of nigga I am. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. Some of y'all just ain't shut the fuck up. Y'all talk too motherfucking much. And then I understand that's all some of them got. You know, quiet. Stillness is more deadly than all that mouth. That shit don't mean nothing. But then we got to catch ourselves. But then I got an explanation for it to a degree. I can't put my hands on your ass. And this ain't like when I was out there gang banging. I pay one of them girls come through there and bust your motherfucking head. You wouldn't know what. you, you, you wouldn't know what the fuck was going on. When you walking up the street, somebody just come up and peel your cap. You know, pull a pistol on them and whoop your ass while I'm standing there with a pistol on me like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? All kind of shit. You never know, you know? But I ain't on that type time. But some of y'all need a walk by with that motherfucking mouth. For somebody gonna really put up. Somebody who really, you know, gonna meet your ass where you at. It's not a matter of being scared, but I ain't got time to be going on motherfucking jail. If I do, I'm gonna turn that motherfucker up. I'm gonna let them niggas know who they is according to the Bible every day. They can be like, what the fuck he doing? Finna turn these niggas against y'all the right way, the legal way. Gonna file lawsuits, all kind of shit. They ass. We the children of Israel. Let my people go, Pharaoh. Hell wrong with you. A lot of them got cases. They don't even. You be amazed if they just had a mouthpiece to represent them before their ass even got to the county. A lot of them wouldn't be there. Like them motherfucking cases, federal. Tell you the truth. Some people ain't smarter than you like that. Them motherfuckers went to school just like you did, who write the reports. Think about it. And a lot of them motherfuckers, they got grandfathered in. You know, a lot of them motherfuckers got grandfathered in where they at. It was, I keep telling y'all, it was the slave chasers was the Indians and the Irish. That's why there was a lot of Irish police. You find them in the police department. Them motherfucking slave catchers because the British ain't just let their ass over here. This is a corporation of the Brit. America is under fucking Britain. America got muscle. But when Britain called, they take their ass over there. I remember Donald Trump's his first term. The Queen was like, if y'all want rest in peace, if y'all want me to step up and take back over, I will. If y'all tired of him. She was talking about his ass. I'm like, huh? But I already know, yeah, it's a fucking corporation of Britain. They was under contract with Spain. Spain gave them the license to operate to bring as many enslave as many Africans and bring them over here to work South America and building a new world. What they called it. When you had black ass people already over here, what the fuck you mean building a new world? Your ass went and stole somebody's shit. Just say it. You went and killed, murdered, and colonized. Fuck, you a terrorist. Period. Ain't no other explanation. Now, that's why you see the judgment on the Americas and the European nations. That's why Africa cutting their ass off and doing their own thing. They even tied Africa in a major way. I'm like, you supposed to. The fuck you up? You control the minerals. Get the people invested in what you're doing. They know what time it is. They know they the richest continent on this earth. Africans know that. Africans ain't ignorant to that. Africans just, I don't know. But I would have been cut your ass off out the equation. Fuck them. We ain't gonna do business with them. But I guarantee you, they gonna come back kissing our ass, want to sit down at the table. Because we know without the minerals, they ain't got shit. They ain't no mineral producing nations. Get their ass out of here. They gonna, but hey, them monkeys gonna humble real quick. Africa got their ass in a frenzy. They like, what? Africa done kick France straight out of there. Kick their banks out of there. Kick their military out of there. America asked to kick their military little, outposts. They might got drone. And the money they making with intercontinental trade, just doing business with Africa, is the development. The need to do it is driving the development. Now we all know there is a need for Africa to produce its own on all levels. Now imagine that really happening in real time because it's happening right now. Oh, they doing their thizzle over there. And France and the EU about to have a baby. And you know America gonna run their ass to place Captain Saber. That's why Trump talking that shit about Nigeria supposedly killing Christians. Them the Nigerian people, them black people. When the hell they give a shit about black people dying? How the hell you think we got here? Y'all didn't invite us here, motherfucker. Oh, those who didn't flee, and the ones who came here was fleeing persecution of them goddamn Romans. You, what the hell? So it's it ain't never been no, and some just made their way here because you have some of us here. Then you got that Israelite strand too. Went to a land no man dwelt. People dwelled in India. People dwelled in Europe. People dwelled in Africa. So all that about America is that land where no man dwelled. You hear about it in the Bible. That's for sure. I had to realize that because all the other lands we didn't inhabit it. And then that doesn't mean they were circumnavigated. But we're talking about a specific descendant approaching, going into that land under what we know. You have Wendy's chili. What the fuck? Girl, your stomach gonna be brand new, you know all that stuff. Gangster though. Lord. We used to buy beans and shit. I'm about to go buy some beans. Can't buy nothing, ain't got no bread rolling. I'm out the motherfucking bed early. Y'all keep playing with me and make me have to go out and kidnap these banks. You did? Play with nigga. I don't know how y'all think y'all gonna be open in the hood and niggas starving like that. It's gonna get rough out here. It ain't gonna happen. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly. Now that I can speak to. It's finna get ugly and it's cold. I'm not finna be playing them card games. I love my people. It's time to change over. This I know better, but you know how you take for granted. Oh yeah, shit gonna change. People gonna come through. Hell no, people don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck. You could be stuck in that mode thinking you can bring back those times if you want to. Hell no. That don't mean you giving up. You can't fight a war. You ain't no goddamn weapons to fight. So you got the money up. Can't fight no war broke. Then niggas gonna turn on you. And then you got to pick and choose choose your fights wisely. Shit ain't sweet. Can't just be going to war all over the place. Especially you ain't got no moolah. Don't hurt your neck.
You know, it's fascinating. I could video of war. BL out of your mind. Because there's one letter difference between the word world.
Take my tail to sleep.
And that's the letter L.
Tomorrow I wake up, God willing, it's war.
And we need to play.
Ain't gonna be no peace until we get a peace. And they ain't just no damn slogan. I'm not going on getting wrong with nothing. So
I beseech you, or I beg you, therefore, brethren,
know what time
by the mercies of God,
I ain't finna be starving. to make others comfortable. Forget that. That's time to roll. Yeah, brother. You have to do it the Most High way. I'm not saying get out here and get unruly and start doing nothing wicked, robbing or stealing or hurting or harming nobody. Hold their ass accountable according to the law. That's how that go. There's a law, eternal law that's operating. We ain't playing with them. All that tomatoes rough, that's not
Thank you
king.
for joining us for another power-packed message from Dr.
He said everything he made was good.
40
minutes. Okay. You did enough. Don't praise to the Most High. We hope every message is a blessing to our brothers and sisters. And we pray that you remember the Most High above all. Shalom.